Hello everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have some reading and channel goals for 2022. So I'm one of those people that doesn't normally do like resolutions with every new year. The only ones that I have really done in any capacity in the last few years are reading resolutions. This year I decided to call them more like reading goals and channel goals because I don't really know if the resolution part is necessarily going to fit this year, but I do have some goals that I'm going to try to achieve in the coming year that I'm very excited for, and I just sort of wanted to share them with you. So the first one we are going to talk about is actually a reading goal. How many books do I aim to read in the year? Now, if you've watched any of my most recent videos, I have mentioned the fact a few times that I'm currently pregnant. Now, my reading goal is usually 100 books a year, and for the last 2 years I've actually broken 200 books a year. That is definitely not going to be the case this year. When I was pregnant with my first son, Presley, who you guys see on this channel sometimes, I think in that year of the end of the pregnancy and him being a newborn, I read 66 books, which is still really, really good, but one thing that I know about myself is I get sort of demotivated to read. I don't really want to read. I have a reading slump, that kind of stuff, near the end of my pregnancy and at the beginning of a newborn stage. So I'm going to make my goal for this year 60 books. I did decide to base this on the fact that I am doing a TBR game, which I have the first round up. I'm very excited to be doing this all year. And for the TBR game, I decided to do 5 rolls. And so 5 books every single month. 5 times 12 is 60. And because it actually is a little bit lower than what I did the year I had Presley, I feel like it is a very doable number, especially since I think that year I didn't read as many comics, manga, or graphic novels, and I have been reading a lot more of those recently, so I feel like those might push the numbers up a little bit. I don't know. 60 just sounded like a very reasonable number. Another book related goal is to actually have a book buying ban. Now, I cannot be one of those people that is just on a strict book buying ban. I have some exclusions, which I will talk about, but I tried to be on a half book buying ban this year, and I completely ditched it halfway through the year. I think I actually made it through June, and then by July, it went out the window. So I am going to be restricting it a little bit more than I did last year to hopefully stick to it. So I am on a book buying ban all year with some exceptions. Those exceptions include books I have already read. So if I read something on an ebook and I really just decide I need to have it, or as an ARC or anything like that, where I've read it and I know I love it and I want it on my shelves, I'm allowed to buy it because that's not going to be adding anything to my TBR. Also, Illumicrate. I'm still going to be subscribed to Illumicrate throughout the year, so Illumicrate book boxes, that kind of stuff. If those come in, obviously they're going to be added to my TBR. I've already decided that I'm going to keep those. Also, special edition books. I cannot guarantee 100% that the special edition books that I buy will be read already, like my other stipulation that I have here. However, if it is a special limited edition book that I know I need because it is gorgeous, and if I don't buy it now, it is going to be gone, except for scalpers who are charging hundreds of dollars for it, I'm going to buy it. It is just the thing it is. And this book buying ban will also include ebooks because I'm going to be combining my TBR for physical and ebooks this year. So the only other exclusion I have is if somebody's having a free ebook sale. If they're free, I'm going to buy them. It's going to happen. I already know it's going to happen. But if those are the only exclusions I have a good feeling that I'm not going to be buying a whole bunch of books. Those are the exclusions. Those are the only exclusions for this year. Hopefully. Speaking of my TBR, so with my physical books and my ebooks, I have over 650 TBR books. Now, this is actually a lot lower of a number than it was last year. At the beginning of 2021, my physical TBR was over, I think, 520 something or 30 something books. And currently my physical TBR is under 450. It has gone down so much. I am so proud of myself for that. but then I never included my ebooks. So I was still buying some ebooks throughout the year and not counting it as TBR stuff in the same thing. So this year, I'm going to count them both. I think I currently have like 655 TBR books. It could change by the time we start 2022 because I'm still reading a book right now. We shall see. But I have 650-ish TBR books. My goal for 2022 is to get that down below 600, which I know I got my books down a whole lot this year, but like I said before, I read over 200 books this year, almost 250 books this year. So the fact that I got my TBR down a lot was great, but I'm not going to, I know for sure, I'm not going to hit that amount of books read this year, being that I'm going to be pregnant and then having a newborn. So I feel like at least getting it down that like 55-ish by the end of the year should be good. That is doable. That's what I want it to be. I want it to get both of those, physical and ebook TBR, together down below 600. I think my last reading goal here, because we're going to get into channel goals in just a second, is to keep reading more diversely. So I have been doing very well with reading different genres, reading different age ranges, like middle grade, YA, adult, and I have actually been doing pretty well at reading books by authors of color and LGBTQ authors, or having characters in the book that are LGBTQ. One thing that I want to make sure I'm doing is just to keep that up, but also I would really like to diversify like mental health representation, disability representation, and neurodivergency representation. So hopefully I have some stuff that I just don't know, like I'm not aware that they have that kind of stuff in the books. Like I know I have some, but hopefully there is more, because I sometimes find that that's not in the like bold print of summaries. Sometimes it's more of a fine print option, but I want to try to find those and read more of those as well. Then moving into some channel goals, one thing that I really would like to do is try to vlog every month. Or two. I say or two because I already know I'm not going to have a reading vlog up for January. January's content is going to be a whole bunch of end of the year type of stuff. My reading stats for 2021, my favorite books, those kind of things. That's basically all January. But going in from there, that was one of the goals I had for this year, was to try to do a reading vlog every single month. And I think I did almost every single month. And that's what I want to do again. I don't want to like force myself to do one if I don't think I can, but I really like doing them. I really like watching them, and so that's part of the reason I like having them on my channel. I also like the fact that I try to do them themed a little bit, not necessarily like a super obvious theme sometimes, but I want to do more reading vlogs, so hopefully you will see one up about every month or two. I also, on my channel, want to have 2 videos up a week. This again has been a goal for a while. I currently have a schedule of Tuesdays and Thursdays posting videos, mostly bookish videos, but also sometimes life and that kind of stuff. And so that is my goal this year as well. I'm going to try to pre-film some videos before the baby comes, to eventually have stuff to pad out, maybe like 1 video a week or something, so I can try and keep this up. But ultimately, that is what I would like to do for you guys, 2 videos a week. Another thing that I would like to continue doing is some video game streams on Saturdays. Not every single Saturday. I did the Mass Effect Legendary Edition this year, and literally that's 3 different games of Mass Effect that I think we started middle-ish of May when it first came out, and we went until the very beginning of December. It was a long one, and we were doing Saturdays and Sundays, which when we first started wasn't horrible, but after a while it's a lot trying to do all of that. So what I want to do is I do want to do some video games. It'll probably be like a couple at the beginning of the year sometime. I don't know how much we're going to be able to do this when the baby first comes, but maybe by the end of the year, when the baby's getting closer to like 5 or 6 months old, maybe we can start that again. But it'll probably be like one like Saturday or 2 Saturdays every other month or so. We shall see. I don't want to be doing it too much, but it is something that I really enjoy, and I liked sharing that with you guys, so I want to include those a little bit as well. Another thing that I want to try to do more of, because I've only done one so far where I was the host, but I have joined in for some other friends' ones, is reading sprints. I did 1 round of reading sprints during the Choose Your Own Adventure readathon with some friends that I actually just really enjoyed doing, because we got to talk about books. Other people were there in the live chat, and it was just something that I really enjoyed doing, talking about the books, reading with like a group of friends, and so I would like to do that as well. Again, Might not be every single month, but it would probably also be on those Saturdays because those are the easiest time for me. So if I'm not doing a video game, we might do reading sprint or vice versa. Speaking of the Choose Your Own Adventure readathon, in 2021, I had my first round of a readathon that I did all by myself. I actually did not have this as a goal last year because I didn't know I was going to do it until like April or May, and then we did it in August. I would like to do at least one more round. Before I got pregnant, I was thinking we were going to do maybe 2 or 3 rounds. I don't think that's going to happen this time. I need to be a little bit nicer with planning things out and giving myself time to do things. But yes, I would like to do at least one more round. We'll see when that happens. I also still need to figure out a theme and everything like that because we did Star Trek last time, but it is literally just a readathon with different prompts, but it's a choose your own adventure story as well. So you go through the story, you make your choices, and the different choices that you pick make you have different prompts. So I don't think anybody had the exact same order of prompts at all. Everybody had different ones. There were some people that had like a couple of the same, but then they picked something else later that was different. So I just had a lot of fun actually like creating that and making that whole thing, and I definitely want to do it again. And then my last channel goal that I have here is not even necessarily a me goal because I have no control over it whatsoever, but I was able to gain around 300 subscribers in the year of 2021. So I'm currently at like 1,300 something. My goal for this next year is to get between 1,500 and 2,000 subscribers. I feel like that is, one, a huge range, but two, something that is easily achievable, even though it's not something that I have any control over. I try not to worry about my numbers because, again, if people find my videos and want to subscribe and want to watch me and like support me because they like me or my content or anything like that, that's what I want. I don't want people to subscribe because they feel like they have to or to pad numbers or anything like that. But I do like also seeing the channel grow a little bit because I feel like that is something that you expect to happen just being here and putting a lot of work into videos and everything like that. So again, I'm not going to really be tracking this too much throughout the year. There's nothing I can actually like do to make the number grow, but I think it would be really nice to get between 200 something or more subscribers throughout the year just to see that number grow a little bit. I just think that would be really, really cool. But again, that's a cool thing, not necessarily like a goal that I'm striving to because like I can't control it. It's just what it is. And so yes, those are all of the goals, both reading goals for me and channel goals for me that I would like to achieve in 2022. I feel like those are all pretty achievable as long as I stick to the book buying ban. They should be achievable. And yes, I need something that is easily achievable this year because I don't want to feel like I'm falling behind in anything. At the same time, I don't want to feel like I have to push myself to get even further because my whole body is growing a baby right now. I'm still tired and nauseous all the time. Hopefully that goes away soon. But yeah, I'm finally, I think, getting out of my reading slump that I was in for the whole first trimester. So hopefully we will be back to reading a whole bunch of books soon and getting on to, yeah, these reading goals. If you guys have any specific goals for 2022 that you wanted to let me know, leave it down there. I'm always curious to see what other people have set their goals for, but also if you have any book recommendations for the diversity topics that I talked about, I'm always looking for those as well. And that is going to be it. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more videos. I do have videos up Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye!